Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. A short kick taken at the 18. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This complete to Langford. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up 2nd down. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Cowboys. A big play there with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Cowboys need just 2 plays on their opening drive to take the early lead. McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 7-0. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Watkins. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. So one play and they're already just shy of midfield. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. Call it a gain of a yard, and that'll bring up 2nd down. And the Eagles have 3 and 10 now on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
Clock at 5. We're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Steps away to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. These two teams getting a couple of late season tilts this year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in week 12. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. And that's complete to Sanders. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, a pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down. And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
Extra point from McManus is good, and it's now 14-0. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. Offense set to begin their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming...
And that's caught inside the 35. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
Second down, back to Sanders. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short.
It's been a nightmare season. You're well under 500. Your defense hasn't really kept in a lot of games, and now it's spilling over to the kicking game. That's 3 points you've got to be able to bank on.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play, try to duplicate that success.
Not before he takes it inside the 40. They give him a gain of 37. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now Prescott. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. To throw is Prescott. They'll run for it with Pollard. And he will have a 1st down and a flush to his right. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Prescott. It's caught. Here's Langford. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running
front by 3 touchdowns. McManus's point after is good, and it's now 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
This is Smith with a grab. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. On 1st down, Hurts. He's going to look deep for Watkins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker.
And the Cowboys are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. And, Charles, you know, it seems like sometimes when you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you try and force plays, right? You try and get all back in one shot, just as you mentioned there. And you know you're going to need some big plays to get back into the game. But ultimately, you really can't force what isn't there.
Going up top. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Prescott now.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. They've got his man complete. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Prescott. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And some room to roam now.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 81 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
From the red zone now, Prescott. And it's caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott.
And the Cowboys continue to pull away here in this first half. Well, you talk about a team coming into an opposing stadium and just taking the life right out of a crowd. That's what we're witnessing here. 27-0, Charles.
And this defense, they've just looked completely unprepared for what's been thrown at them. And you know they're supposed to adjust series to series. That has not happened for them. So I don't think halftime adjustments are going to help a heck of a lot. They are in major trouble unless they figure out something really fast.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the route is on here in this first half. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
This Philly offense set to go.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe you give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, still in the first half here, a long way to go.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack.
Hurts.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. When I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Prescott. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down.
And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2.
I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
3rd and short yardage, Prescott.
And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas.
3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott.
And the Cowboys will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Four seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. Taking it about the 1.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this 3rd quarter.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
And he'll take this to about the 24, a gain of 3.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
This is intercepted. Prescott looks to throw on first.
Swinging this out for Pollard. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott now 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon.
And the Cowboys have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
McManus's point after is good, and it is 42-0. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25.
At the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Throwing is Hurts.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Here we go. 60 Eagles.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Boy, Charles, that is now 3 interceptions in 3 consecutive drives, and you can see he's just got a look of disgust and bad body language, understandably, as he walks off the field.
And I think it comes from the fact that he's not sure what he sees down the field, Brandon. I don't know if he's seeing ghosts. I don't know if he just can't read defenses. I'm not sure what it is, but that's why he's frustrated. And think about the defense right now. Every time they run on the field, they've gone from hoping to intercept a pass to expecting to intercept passes. Their confidence at an all-time high right now. Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Throwing, Prescott. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
Jordan Davis able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And McManus missed it. How about that? No good. Wide to the left. But that shouldn't matter a great deal as they still lead by a bundle here.
Looked like he might have overcompensated there for being on the right hash because you've got to make sure you get the angle right. But that time he started it too far left and winds up hooking it way too far.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook. The bottom line is don't quit competing.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Here's Hurts to throw. Out route, and it's complete to Brown. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
2nd and 4. They can still get a first down without scoring. Hurts a handoff to Sanders.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. They're going to look to throw. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
Sanders again.
And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Miles Sanders with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year.
And the Eagles are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter.
Elliott good on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And a mistake on the lateral. It's a loose ball. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they'll spot him at the 3-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. No, let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line.
He'll try again. And this time he'll lose yardage as the defense not giving him any room to operate.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
They'll look to throw here. Rolling to his right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Going for it with Sanders. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got... And he fumbled it. It's on the ground.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Prescott. Gallup with a great catch. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Looking deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 15. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
Eluding the pressure right. And my goodness, another interception. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 2nd and 8. Here's Pollard again. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
101 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Prescott on 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
Now a give here to Pollard. Down right around the 25. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Oh, Prescott here to throw. He's going to find Gallup here complete. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Made the quick throw there outside the numbers, and you can feel the thought process. They just wanted to get in his hands and let him make a play. But how about the job they did defensively to keep him bottled up? Instead, they tackle him for a loss.
Rolling to his left. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Here we go! Here we go!
Extra point from McManus is good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, their defense has really struggled.
Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
They'll check this one down to Gainwell.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
Panther 60, Panther 60, Panther 11, Panther 11.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts. He's going to let it fly. This is caught at the 20. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
47.
Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late fourth quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. A good pickup there, a 22. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Throwing here, Prescott. He's going to look deep down the field. And this is caught. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the fourth, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared, but executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for Dallas, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, they've plummeted now to 3-11. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.